everyone, it's Cinema Sister here, and I am going to tell you, or list, my top 5 favorite movies, because I don't know if that's requested or something people would like, but I want to compile my own list, and if you feel so compelled, I'd like to know in the comments, what are your top 5 favorite movies of all time? Mine kind of change. The top 5 changes. My number 1 really never changes, but everything else kind of works its way around. But these are my top 5 movies right now that I am loving. So we are going to start with number 5, and it is Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, and it is the Tim Burton, Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter version. This, I believe, came out in 2007. I was going to say 2005. I think it was 2007. And if you know me, you know I love musicals. I love horror. So when you combine them, it is a perfect match for me. So I was always a fan of the stage musical by Stephen Sondheim. And I think here it's even better than the stage musical. I know some people may disagree with me, but I just think Tim Burton's whole aesthetic and vibe work really, really well with this musical. And I think people's main problem with it was that it was, the acting was more subdued, where on Broadway it's more over the top. And when you're on stage, you have to project and be overly dramatic. That's why a lot of stage actors don't transfer well onto the screen, because they're taught to like exaggerate, overly perform and enunciate. Whereas on film, you can be more nuanced in your performance, and it comes across. But I just love Johnny Depp in this, and it was wild because I don't think Johnny Depp or Helena Bonham Carter are necessarily singers. They're very much actors that are singing. But I think they just do such a great job with the material, and the songs are really catchy. It almost seems like a comic book version of Sweeney Todd. Like, it's so vibrant, the blood is very vibrant, and yeah, I just love the songs in this. I love the performances. It is probably one of Tim Burton's best and underrated movies, and out of the ones that he's done in recent years, I think of 2007 as recently, but it's not. In the 2000s, I think this and Big Fish are his best movies, but this one is my favorite. So that is Sweeney Todd. And then number 4 is not actually a horror movie. When I'm looking at this list, everything else is a horror movie. This I would, I guess, technically categorize as film noir, or a thriller. Not a psychological thriller. It's more of just a straight up thriller. And it is called Bound. And I feel like a lot of people don't know this movie. I am a huge, she's probably my favorite actress, fan of Jennifer Tilly. You may know her from the Chucky movie. She plays Tiffany, but she is so much more than that. And here, I really, really feel like her talent was supported, and she was more able to show her range. And everyone that I see review this movie, it's kind of gotten like a cult status now, but everyone that sees this movie says the same thing, that she deserved an Oscar nomination for this, and I completely agree. It's basically about 2 women that fall in love with each other. One, who's played by Jennifer Tilly, is married to a mobster who is played by Joey Pantoliano, and the other woman is Gina Gershon, and their chemistry, and this is brought up in every review I've seen of Bound, they have such good chemistry, and it's so like and I'm not a part of the LGBTQ plus people, but I just love this movie, and you can like relate to them. And not that I don't support the LGBTQ, I didn't want that to come across, but I'm saying like you would think it might be harder to get on board when it's not like a male and female relationship, but they have such great chemistry that you just believe them and you root for them the whole time. And basically they're trying to steal $2 million from the mob the whole movie, and it's about them coming up with the plan and then how the plan goes. And it is so tense. Like, there are some parts, I have watched it maybe a total of like 20 times, and there's a certain part of the movie where it gets so tense that I still get like anxious watching it, even though I know how it's gonna turn out. I'm like, oh, they're gonna get caught. It's just a good film, and it's by the Wachowski sisters now, and I think, and they made the Matrix movies, this is their best film. I don't care about the Matrix movies. This is their best movie. Watch it if you haven't seen it. This is bound. Okay, number 3 is Rosemary's Baby, and I love this movie. I used to watch this when I was younger, and I just love the style, and this movie is a very atmospheric movie, so you feel the whole time, it's just a creepy vibe. It's basically, if you haven't seen it, I feel like this is one probably most people have seen. Mia Farrow plays Rosemary Woodhouse, and she has this actor husband, and they move into this nice brand new apartment. They have these neighbors next door who they think are nice, and their life is just kind of going so well. She gets pregnant. He becomes like a more famous actor, and they are just like living their best lives, but obviously it goes awry. And Mia Farrow's performance in this, I have never seen such a great standout performance by an actress, and it's just like her eyes, like her face, it's just like everything about her, you want to protect her. She's such a frail little thing, and you just like, oh my gosh, please don't let something bad befall this woman. And the more and more you uncover, the creepier it is, and you can really see yourself as you're watching it, like, how would I get out of this situation? Like, it's just such a great movie. It's so well shot. Roman Polanski is the director, and it is just a great film all around. So that's Rosemary's Baby. Number 2 is Misery, and I feel like this is always going to stay in my top 5. I've loved this movie. It is a Stephen King, it started out as a Stephen King novel, and it is my favorite Stephen King novel turned to film, and it stars Kathy Bates as Annie Wilkes, and it is like the role that defined her career. She won an Oscar for this, and she completely deserved it. You never see really that many people win Oscars for like a horror-based role, and she just is so, it's creepy. Like every creepy, not like creepy people in my life, but I have had people with like, that are a little on the edge in my life, like mentally, that are kind of similar to her. Is that creepy to say? And I think that's why this movie's always stuck to me. And I mean, unfortunately, but she plays this kind of person so well and so eerily realistically. It's really creepy. And James Caan, he is mostly stuck in a bed this entire movie, but his facial expressions and how he's reacting to her and how he's trying to figure out how to get out of there, it is just, it's a masterclass in acting and just being stuck in one, location, but making the most out of it. And that, I don't know how long this movie is, but you are just in it the whole time, and I just absolutely love this movie. So that is Misery. And number one, I talk about this all the time, my favorite movie of all time is Jaws. I love this movie. Like I've said before in my previous videos, this has been our family movie. Growing up, my dad used to put it on for us all the time, and it was like, what should we watch? Everyone would say Jaws. Like this is everyone in my family's favorite movie, and it just has such nostalgia and like happy memories. Even though like you wouldn't think like a shark movie where the shark is eating everyone is like a family film, it has been like our movie, and it is just so well done. And just the reading about the background history of Jaws and how it was so hard for Steven Spielberg to make it just makes it even more special. And the fact that he couldn't use the shark for most of the movie, I think really benefited the movie. And I know like he says it all the time, but it's really true. Like the suspense and the music, and you know, not seeing the shark but seeing the underwater shots, like that made the whole movie. And the dun 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 dun, like that's all you needed to make a great movie. And it's just, it holds up to this day to me. Like I know some people say that the special effects like aren't that great, but to me, you can't have a better movie. The action, the suspense, the horror, the acting, the filmmaking, like to me, this is like the perfect movie encapsulated, and that is why Jaws is my favorite movie. So thank you guys so much for watching my list. Again, please put your top 5 favorite movies down below. I'd love to read them, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.